Hi, I'm Erica, and I hope your week is off to a fantastic start. I'm thrilled that you're here, and if you're new to the Tea Mind, then welcome. This is a lovely, warm, cosy space where we pause for tea so that we can reconnect with ourselves, rebalance our mind, body, and spirit, and learn how to savour those precious moments before they slip away. In each episode, we explore how something as simple as a cup of tea can be a gateway to mindfulness, mental fitness, and learning to be more present in the way that we live. With inspiring tea routines, thought provoking insights, and heartfelt conversations with amazing guests, this is your time to pause, rebalance, and thrive. Life is fast, but your tea doesn't have to be. So pop the kettle on, grab your favourite mug, and let's dive into the art of living with a tea mind. Welcome to this week's episode where we are diving into the wood elements. And in Chinese five-element theory, the wood element represents growth, flexibility, and renewal in life and in tea. It's that energy of spring which symbolises awakening, transformation, and that upward movement. And it's governed by your liver and your gallbladder. Now, wood encapsulates creativity, vision, and more importantly, the ability to plan and actually execute. Its colour green and its direction is east, and it's associated with the emotion of anger. And when balanced, this anger can manifest itself as motivation and decisiveness. But when it's imbalanced, it can in turn lead to frustration and sometimes stagnation as well. So wood is the element of action and possibility, so it's really deeply tied to personal growth and adaptability. And it teaches us to bend without breaking, much like a tree sways with the wind and yet remains firmly rooted to the earth. And in the context of a tea mind, wood embodies that concept of mindful intention, where you set clear goals while remaining flexible in the face of challenges at the same time. The tea mind integrates these principles of wood through tea routines that balance structure and creativity. And just as wood provides direction and nourishment for growth, tea practices can also foster clarity and focus. And green tea, with its vibrant colour and revitalising properties, perfectly aligns with wood, embodying this renewal and vitality. And by pairing the wood element with a mental rehearsal tea routine, which we will talk about today, we can start to cultivate a real sense of purpose and alignment in our lives. So mental rehearsal involves visualizing desired outcomes with vivid detail, and it fosters both motivation and self-belief. And I prefer the term mental rehearsal to visualization because there's a lot more to it than just creating a vision in your mind. You really want to be there and live it as if it's already happened. And together, these practices can anchor the dynamic energy of wood within our everyday lives. So I want to just look at a few of the key characteristics of the wood elements. The first one being growth and renewal. So the wood represents that upward surge of springtime. It's the essence of new beginnings and transformations. So it helps to think about a little seed or a sapling pushing through the soil or the hard earth, striving towards the sun. It's been dormant all winter, storing up nutrients and getting stronger, and now it's ready to burst forth, and it's got that strength, tenacity, and flexibility to do so. And in our lives, this energy manifests as ambition, creativity, and the drive to really achieve our goals. But when we feel stuck or we're lacking direction, the wood element may be out of balance. And tea routines like mental rehearsal can provide a moment to pause so that we can realign and start to tap into the growth-orientated energy of wood. Another characteristic is this flexibility and resilience. So trees bend, but they rarely break, and this is a real strong metaphor for the resilience that wood offers. And flexibility is really the key to navigating life's inevitable challenges and bumps in the road. And this is particularly true in moments of frustration or in anger, which is the emotional aspect of wood. And by channeling these feelings productively, we can start to turn stagnation into progress and action. And we can use that pause for tea to create that mental space for recalibrating, much like pruning a tree to encourage healing growth. Another characteristic is having a strong vision and being able to plan. which also relates to the wood element. So just as trees grow towards the light, we too must identify and pursue our goals so that we get to where we want to be. And the liver, which is the organ associated with the wood element, is often called the planner in Chinese medicine, which is responsible for directing the energy smoothly throughout the body. And to nurture this quality, intentional tea practices allow us to refine our vision and our focus. So mental rehearsal during our pause for tea offers a structured, but at the same time creative way to plant seeds of future success. So green tea, with its fresh grassy notes and vibrant green colour, is really the essence of wood, and it perfectly embodies that vitality. There's many reported health benefits and invigorating properties around green tea, not least that it supports mental clarity and physical rejuvenation. So yeah, green tea's got lots of different things. There's lots of studies to show that it's got catechins, which are a type of antioxidants that potentially might help combat free radicals in the body. And this in turn mirrors wood's cleansing and renewing energy, which supports cellular health and vitality. And then when we look at mental clarity as well, green tea contains a chemical called L-theanine, which is an amino acid that promotes relaxation and focus. And this combined with gentle doses of caffeine enhances alertness without causing that jitteriness. So it makes it ideal for fostering the mental sharpness that we need for the wood element and to take action. Also in Chinese medicine, green tea is often associated with detoxification and liver health. And by supporting the liver's natural processes, we can start to ensure that smooth flow of qi or energy throughout our whole body. Some other studies show that green tea's got a real ability to help boost metabolism and help with digestion, which again ties into the transformative properties of the wood element, helping the body's processes to renew themselves. So, as I mentioned, I think a really fantastic tea routine while you're waiting for your green tea to brew and to really help to rebalance your wood element is mental rehearsal. And by visualizing your success in really tremendous detail, you can start to prepare your mind and your body to take the necessary steps forward to actually achieving and surpassing your goals. And pairing this with the dynamic energy of wood and with green tea, it really does become a transformative tea routine. So there are 7 different steps. I'll talk you through each of the 7 steps. The first one is to prepare your space. So you can follow along with me or just take a little note of them and do them when you've got the time, the space, and your goal in mind. So first of all, your space. So it's all about just creating a calm environment where you are unlikely to be disturbed, and choose a space that's perhaps got the qualities of wood. So maybe you've got some greenery, some plants, or some green colours. Perhaps you're wearing something green. Use natural materials if possible, or even incorporate a view of trees or plants. Or you could go a step better and go out into a forest or a park or your garden if you have one. Second is selecting your tea. So brewing a high cup of really quality green tea, such as gunpowder or sencha or matcha. I'm choosing the Energized Mind here, which is a blend of 2 different green teas with some pear, schizandra berries, jasmine blossoms. It's got a touch of orange in there and some gota cola. So it's really nice and energizing. So yeah, just using all your senses, just start to notice your breath, notice your body, and observe the colour of the leaves and all the different particles, and notice the aroma as you're starting to prepare your tea. And then the third step is to ground yourself. So just check in and pause with yourself to sit comfortably with your feet flat on the floor, taking a few deep breaths in through your nose, inhaling calm, and just exhaling any tension. And just do that a few times as you just start to notice your body relax. And it might help to imagine some roots extending from your feet deep into the earth, grounding you much like a strong tree. And then step 4, I'd like you to set your intention. So as your tea brews, just reflect on a specific goal or an aspiration and write it down if it helps you focus. Just take a few moments to get clear on that goal. And to begin with, it might help to make that a short-term goal, so something that you could achieve within, say, 90 days. It might be something like saving £500 in 90 days by creating a detailed budget and setting up automatic transfers every week. Or it might be something as simple as running a 5K in under 30 minutes within 90 days. And just make it really specific and put in as much detail as you can. And then when you're sipping your tea, just close your eyes and really visualize your goal as though it's already been achieved. And this may take a little bit of time to play around with. I really want you to imagine yourself having achieved that goal. So start to notice what you can see, what you can hear, how you feel, even any physical associations. How do you feel in your body? For example, if you're visualizing saving £500 within 90 days, just imagine you are logging onto your bank account. What do you hear? And then see the results on your screen as you log in. And notice how you feel in your body when you realize that you've smashed your target. Notice any sounds and get curious about any thoughts you have, any feelings. Whereabouts do you feel it in your body? And just enjoy spending as much time there as possible. And being aware that this is a space you can revisit anytime you need to help make your goals happen. And then the next step is really to reflect and to anchor that success. So when your tea is finished, just take a little moment to reflect on any feelings that came up during your rehearsal. And perhaps anchor these emotions by creating a simple affirmation such as, I am capable and prepared. Just jot down whatever comes up for you. And then the final step is to transition mindfully. Just ending your tea routine with a little grounding exercise like stretching or just placing your hands on your heart. And setting your intention to carry that energy of your rehearsal into the rest of your day. So by embracing the principles of the wood element like this and integrating a mental rehearsal tea routine, you can start to really align this energy of growth, adaptability and vision. And green tea as the embodiment of wood further enhances this connection, and it offers that physical and mental renewal with every single sip. So there's lots of different ways that we will cover over the coming weeks of how you can sort of cultivate this wood element into your everyday life. But things like connecting with nature, spending as much time outdoors, bringing more greenery into your living environment, things like expressing your creativity, whether it's through art, writing, finding novel ways to approach problems, are all really good ways to embody the wood element, as well as balance movement and stillness. So it's a good one for sort of engaging in activities like yoga or Tai Chi, which encourages that smooth flow of energy, and pairing it with moments of stillness and mindful tea drinking. Also, it's a good idea to address any anger that comes up productively. So when frustration or anger arises, use that as a real positive force for change. And journaling or talking with a trusted friend might help to channel those emotions constructively. And then finally, to embrace renewal. Regularly get into a habit of decluttering your space, both physically and mentally, and letting go of what's no longer serving you, so that you've got room to let new things and new ideas come into your life. So there we have it. That's an overview of the wood element and green tea. So it's a source of boundless energy, which really, once we tap into it, teaches us to grow, adapt, and ultimately to thrive. And through the revitalizing power of green tea and this transformative practice of mental rehearsal, we can start to align ourselves with the wood element's dynamic qualities and start to foster resilience, vision, and more creativity into our lives. So as you sip on your next cup of green tea, let it be a reminder of your potential for growth. And be curious as to how you will channel the energy of the wood element to nurture your dreams and embrace the possibilities that lie ahead for you. Thank you. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and I encourage you to consider one idea that you could take forward into your own life today. If you found this useful, please share so that we can bring more people along on this T-Mind journey with us. And just a little disclaimer to note that the content shared on the T-Mind podcast and web pages are for informational and inspirational purposes only, and are not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your doctor or qualified healthcare professional with any questions that you may have regarding your health or a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking it because of something you've heard on this podcast. The hosts and contributors of the T-Mind podcast disclaim any liability for decisions made based on the information provided. Always consult a professional for your individual needs.